Hello, this is Dr. Disco. Okay. I used to review Doctor Who. Now I'm gonna speed rank the episodes from the first season of the 2005 revival series. Episode 1, Rose. Incredible pilot. Pilots are difficult, and without a pilot as strong as this, that hit the ground running, that brought all the elements together, all the way back in 2005, it's easy to say that we wouldn't have what we have now. Even with the sort of weird CGI and elements that don't hold up as well, it's an incredible episode and an even better pilot. 7 out of 10. Episode 2, The End of the World. It's good, quite good. I mean, this is sort of set in the status quo for what a regular episode of Doctor Who would look like, or at least under RTD, and it's good. There's a tasteful amount of CGI. The prosthetics used to grow out the universe are fun, and you almost wish that we'd get to see more of them in future episodes. The villain is fine. I mean, it works thematically, having Rose there next to this skin person. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Episode 3, The Unquiet Dead. Now, this is where we get our true stock standard episode. Not massively good, but not bad. Just sort of forgettable. It's watchable, but it's not making it into anyone's favourite episodes from this series, or any series. It's fine. You know, trip to the future, trip to the past. Dickens is quite good. There's ghosts. It's Doctor Who. 5 out of 10. Episode 4, Aliens of London. First of the two-parters. This is what I would say is heading into our first sort of bad episodes. Not bad, because they're not quite, you know, horrible like episodes of Doctor Who will go on to be. And this first part just sets up so much tension, and the premise is quite good, like an alien ship hidden Big Ben. However, the fact that I know where this two-part is going, the farts, it's just, you know, it's forgettable Doctor Who. It's not bad, but it's not massively good. 5 out of 10. Episode 5, World War III, the second part of this sort of Aliens of London story. And this is where I think we're running into the RTD problem of having a great premise, having great characters going through shit, but not being able to wrap up a story satisfyingly. There definitely are stakes. I've talked about these episodes before, but it is probably the weakest episode of this entire first season, and the Slovene just aren't that interesting, and we know about all of the production issues. 4 out of 10, first bad episode. However, coming with the big guns, with episode 6, titled simply Dalek. 9 out of 10, it's an instant classic. People love this episode, I love this episode. It is almost definitely the strongest episode of this run. It brings back the long-term villain of the Daleks, and the patience to not introduce this enemy, this iconic thing that people are waiting for, until the 6th episode in, once we had a grasp of the characters, once Eccleston was sort of situated as this authority figure, and then bring the Dalek in and just topple everything. It makes for an incredible 47 minutes. Non-stop. And the way that it plays with our expectations and the form. Long into the series now, we will look back and wish we could get a Dalek story as good as this. Incredible. It is the strongest episode of this run. Episode 7, The Long Game. Fine. It's fine. You know, it's continuing this main story plot that this series had with Station, I forget what it's called, Station 51, Station 501, but the satellite above Earth. It's fine. It was funny to see Simon Pegg. Some of the CGI doesn't hold up. The continuing companion is a good way to show the audience what makes Rose special, but also he's just kind of bland. You almost wish that he was more evil or had a bit more character to him. It's fine, but forgettable overall. 5 out of 10. Episode 8, Father's Day. Good. Quite good. It's fun to see how the show will be establishing time travel rules, and this is kind of the first episode to do it. And while there are parts of this episode that just don't work, the CGI creatures are kind of boring, it's a bit long, and it pretty much all takes place in one location, which is fine. This is a, smaller budget show, or relatively smaller budget show. But once again, RTD is clever, and there's stakes. The fact that the stakes are Rose's dad just work, and I can't help but say by the end of the episode, we have quite a good standard episode of Doctor Who. We've got some emotions, we've got monsters, we've got a story, 6 out of 10. Episode 9, The Empty Child, and it's good to be heading into a two-parter that is actually worth 2 episodes of time, because, oh my goodness, The Empty Child is incredible. Not quite Dalek Eyes, but this is Stephen Moffat at perhaps his best, and it shows. The location, the time period are all used effectively. The monster is so simple, yet just frightening. There is a lot to like in The Empty Child. The introduction of Jack Harkness, who is sort of someone to hit off the Doctor's sort of spaciness. Yeah, The Empty Child's incredible. You probably know this. 8 out of 10. Episode 10, The Doctor Dances. I mean, yeah, it's good. If I didn't make it clear of The Empty Child, this is a good conclusion. And it showcases something that RTD, but especially Moffat, is going to lose when he takes over, which is this basic notion of setup, payoff. There are so many elements that you maybe didn't pick up that end up paying off here, that work. It's also for an episode that's set during World War II with a terrifying monster. The conclusion that everyone gets to live is so joyful, and it truly cements Moffat in as just a fantastic writer. He is. He can write fantastic stories. Overarching plots? Maybe less so. But when you put him to something, he will deliver what is essentially a movie premise over less than 2 hours of television. 8 out of 10. Episode 11, Boomtown. Yeah, it's good, it's fine, 6 out of 10. I really don't have much to say. It's fun to see Jack be a part of Team TARDIS, even if this is pretty much the only episode where he goes on a regular adventure. The return in Slovene is fine. It sets up the TARDIS core and the eventual solution for the finale two-parter. It's fine, it's watchable. Once again, it's not making anyone's top episodes list, or even of this series. But it's not quite as forgettable as some of our weaker episodes. Episode 12, Bad Wolf. And we are here, heading into finale territory. It is big time stakes. Yeah, it's great. The reality TV setup is a brilliant cold open. How faithful they are to each of these shows is just mind-boggling. For 2005, like, come on, what are we even seeing on our screens? This is incredible. It manages to be ahead of all of this cynicism and sort of Rick and Morty jokes and, parodies that would become commonplace to, 2015 onwards. It's so easily a decade ahead of its time. But most importantly, it's a great mystery, the stakes are there, and the eventual cliffhanger and where everything escalates to is incredible. You've set up the Daleks, you've gone through the effort to show how dangerous one is. Now we've got a Legion. Good luck, Doctor. 7 out of 10. Episode 13, the finale, The Parting of the Ways. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's really good. It's even better than the first part. Where the first part perhaps wasted a little bit of our time and was sort of underplaying how big the threat would be, The Parting of the Ways just delivers pretty much on every aspect. It's incredible. Seeing the hatred in Eccleston's eyes, and all of the actions that are fought out of the Doctor sending Rose back, of these humans trying to fight these Daleks on one last stand in the satellite, fighting for pretty much the sake of all of time and space. It is a great episode, and Eccleston delivers. We do run in, it does indicate some early issues with what'll be RTD finales of the big button explodes everyone. And while RTD never does it as bad as future showrunners may, it's still a problem. We see how Rose has grown and how the more active role she wants to play in defending the Earth and essentially making it back to the Doctor, showcasing their sort of relationship over the season. It's really good. And this is a rare case where the sort of ex machina solution out of nowhere that just destroys all the bad guys works because there is distinct sacrifice. This is Eccleston's last episode. He absorbs the time vortex, and that's it. He's gone forever. 8 out of 10, and that is Series 1. I mean, it's incredible sci-fi television. Sometimes it's easy to forget that this was made in 2005, because even nowadays, most of these episodes hold up as watchable TV, but can you imagine seeing this almost over 20 years ago? Incredible. And this series will always have a special place in fans' hearts. It's what rebooted the show. It captured nearly 40 years of baggage and somehow managed to bring it back as a continuation. And Eccleston brought atmosphere and real depth to this character and presence, and he should be remembered for it the entire time. Dalek, as I said, stands out as the best episode. It's a good series. Dr. Disco out.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe.